So I've been into media before, and I was 18 years old when I started to do this casting. I have to bring over 100 to 200 people to the show. BBM, if you remember BBM, Blackberry, because I had around 15,000.
Okay.
Started to host people. I started to work with different TV producers because we just don't want to give capital. So we want also to support them. The most important thing when we look into ventures we want to look at or partner up with, because if it's business doesn't scale up, then there's no point of investing. AI, fintech, hospitality, retail.
At Shark Tank, really, they invest in something that they feel is a good pitch.
A software that can detect heart rate from a video. So you can predict cancer. You can basically cure cancer using AI. Part of Analytica. Analytica also, we have really brilliant engineers, machine learning engineers, AI.
Also very famous for building a business in 4 weeks. Tell me more about how that MVP.
6 years back, 7 years back. If you ask me that question, I'll tell you it's not possible.
Okay.
And we ended up doing liquidation color code based shopping experiences.
Tell me more about that. A person's personality.
Based on you mean Circle PR, right? Circle PR. So Utopia Global Venture is a holding company, investment company. If things are not automated, you cannot scale.
Okay.
I know every person what they did today. I know the speed of the task, what's happened. Metaverse, you know the metaverse when you want to be in your Oculus AR and go into that.
Do you think it's much easier in Dubai compared to the rest of the world?
As I said, you can build something in 4 weeks.
Issue that can be solved by this business. Business has a lot of potential, and that's what you invest in.
I'll tell you something. The perfect product never exists. So I've been into media before, and I was 18 years old when I started to do this casting for TVs, for shows, for video clips. So it's been very early for me. It was very confusing and it was very hard because, there's a show and there's a video clip going on.
Right.
You have to have actors, like compars, we call them, like extras. And I have to bring over 100 to 200 people to the show to do the video clip. And I remember calling people. We used to have BBM, if you remember BBM, Blackberry.
BBM. Oh, right, Blackberry phones, the ones with the keyboard, right?
Yeah, I had to do broadcasting. And you have a limit of 5,000 contacts. So I had 3 BBM because I had around 15,000.
Okay.
So I started very, early. I started to host people. I started to work with different TV producers, directors. So this is was the beginning of me, like after school and high school, right?
In entertainment.
So
this happened in Dubai.
Yeah, all in Dubai.
Right, that's actually interesting how you started out.
Yeah, I still remember it. So also doing this podcast, right? It kind of gave me a flashback being on the cameras. Like there's 3 cameras in front of you, and talking with them. But I really like it because it pushes you out of your comfort zone.
Oh, definitely it does. Definitely.
When you have this uncomfort, like I'm very comfortable with being uncomfort.
Right. Very comfortable with being out of your comfort zone and trying new things. Yeah. I've known that about you for a long time. For the time that I've known you, it's always been that way. Anyhow, welcome to the podcast. It's lovely having you here. And let's get started on your businesses and the origin of your businesses. Let's start with the head, Utopia Global Ventures.
So Utopia Global Venture is a holding company, investment company, venture holding. So this is focusing on structuring our businesses into under one umbrella. And under Utopia Global Ventures, there's also an investment arm, which is called Utopia Lab. This is more or less investment / support / venture studio, where we support businesses. And the last thing is Utopia X, which is a membership for entrepreneurs and fractional CEOs. So it's very, very concise and very strategic in terms of clubbing all businesses we have and make it as an ecosystem.
Okay, so explaining Utopia Lab, going back to that, I want to know this one thing. With Utopia Lab, do you sort of do a market research and then come across businesses that are in need of investment, that are in need of capital? or in need of guidance or anything, and then you end up helping them out with your expertise. Is that the concept for Utopia
Yeah,
Lab?
more or less, yes. But also look at the people who ask for help as well.
Right.
So there's so many small companies, there's so many early stage companies. They really need a lot of support in the initial phase in the business.
Okay.
And we come in as to support. So some people might need capital. Some of them might need expertise. Some of them might need mentorship. Some of them might need, software development, team members. So it really depends down to the business. We look at the business which are submitted to us, and we try to, come up with added value to them,
Okay.
because we just don't want to give capital. So we want also to support them.
Right.
And we work on to something that could benefit both companies together. So we really think long term. We think value added. We think multiple aspects on the lab.
Okay. So this sort of reminds me of Shark Tank. For some reason, it takes me back to Shark Tank, sort of like a Shark Tank that is based in Dubai.
See, Shark Tank is kind of the same, but it focuses only on the investment.
Okay.
Some they give a support like financial. They do financial support mostly, but operational support I don't think they do. They might do in general in that concept of the program, but yeah, you can say
I think
at some
yeah,
point.
I think the difference comes in, the fact that Shark Tank really they invest in something that they feel is a good pitch, and you're more directly involved with the business and with the deeper complexities of the businesses that you end up believing in, and you sort of end up helping them out. Is that what you think would be the main difference?
Yeah, I think because I get into the struggle, so I know how to start a business. I know the pinpoint of issues that you might have. I know the struggle with the software development. I know multiple aspects in a business, and try to come up with some solution that support them
Okay.
and help them on the long term.
Sort of from your own expertise as a businessman, as a founder, as an entrepreneur who has, founded his own ventures here, you help them with navigate their, world
Correct.
of business.
That's partially yes. So we come from experience, not come from just want to support random businesses or spend capital on them.
Right.
On them, it's I think it covers the full angle, all angles of business, even sales, marketing, accounting. Even the space. So if they need space to work, and we provide that part from our offices. So it's really covers 360 degree.
Sort of like gaining a business partner. You gain a business partner in this.
That's of course.
Exactly
that's also good business, right?
Yeah, that's it. Of course. If you have a good partner, then you have a good potential for growth. So that's the main aspect.
And I think it's when you really look, to genuinely help others with their businesses, they do help you at some point or another. So also, I like in the way of giving out, but it's also an ecosystem, so they might benefit you in something else you're not aware of.
Building relationships.
Yep, that's very important.
Relationships. And this sort of directly translates into them ending up becoming members of your community, which you would call Utopia X.
Correct. So that's also a funnel, let's say, of having members. But I would say mostly I want to have also members not coming from our lab, right? Because it's a costly process too. It's not like something we keep growing or keep doing. We do it only in the businesses that they are really have a potential.
Right.
Because if you can see, there's so many new startups coming up, and really we cannot support. And I truly believe they will not last too. So we really think about strategically how we can inject support to their businesses rather than just randomly supporting everyone.
So is it more the qualification process of a business to be able to join with your venture, to be able to join under your venture? Is it the qualification process based on maybe ideas that solve problems in daily life, and you see that this issue that can be solved by this business has a lot of potential, and that's what you invest in? Or is it more like, seeing their growing presence in the, Dubai landscape that makes you invested in them?
See, I think the most important thing when we look into ventures we want to look at or partner up with, we look at the founders.
Right.
if the founder is really have the mentality to grow a business, easy to work with, has this knowledge of the business, then it's a good goal.
Okay.
Second step is looking at the business. So the business should be scalable. Because if its business doesn't scale up, then there's no point of investing and spending time. It could stay as it is, as one man show or one person show. We look into things that can really develop and scale up. It really goes above and beyond. Something has a focus within our focus area, like AI, fintech, hospitality,
Software.
retail, like things of our focus. We
Things
don't
that
want to come up, like run. Healthcare, for example, is a very interesting area I'm looking at. I'm actively investing time and efforts into it.
What exactly are you doing in healthcare? Can you tell me more about that?
In healthcare, we develop medical screening tools. So for heart rate related, we developed a software that can detect heart rate from a video. So
From a video?
Imagine just a video,
How does
30-second
that work?
video.
How does that
Well,
work?
the background technical is a bit long, but we do technology called video magnification. In a video, you can really zoom in really sharp into a pixels level. You cannot see it by your eyes, but you can see it through the camera.
Okay.
And using AI, we can detect patterns, and we can detect the heart rate. And then we are trying to get another heart-related diagnostics out of it. So it's not a primary diagnostics, but a secondary. We developed a sleep apnea-related solution also through software. We developed also a solution for jugular vein, JVD.
Okay.
This is very well known with cardiologists. And in the medical space, we have a weight loss clinic in the US. We are active in there. We have also medical second opinion, which is also growing business we are launching. It's to get a medical second opinion from US doctors, physicians.
Okay.
So imagine you have a case, you don't know what to do, you just submit the case, and one doctor, physician, US board physicians can really review your case, and you can ask it to 10 people, 10 doctors
10
at the same
doctors.
time. Depends on the severity of the case, on what you want, right? So yeah, that's basically what we are in. I'm looking more also towards AI.
Okay.
I believe it's a very underdeveloped market, healthcare with AI related.
Would you
to
say
AI.
it's underdeveloped in the region or globally?
In the globally?
Globally underdeveloped.
Globally, AI implementation have not been really there yet with the healthcare. I'm not sure why, but just imagine using AI to for scans, CT scans, diagnostics, right? So you can predict cancer. You can basically cure cancer using AI. There's lots of research going on.
Right.
Just think about all of those factors you can predict by AI.
So it's sort of like you have something that is similar to ChatGPT and you just send them a picture of your CT scan and it gives you a whole diagnostic.
Correct.
That is very interesting.
See, I think we are in a moment. See, most of the diseases, like let's say over the past 10 years, they have a cure now.
Yeah.
Even HIV now, they have a solution for it. They have multiple diseases, like they've been fatal like 10 years, 20 years back, 30 years back. Now they have a solution. They have the cure.
Now people can live.
Can live.
Yeah.
No longer. So I truly believe those can have a healing process.
Coming back to these softwares regarding healthcare and medical facilities, are these softwares sort of, limited to clinics, limited to hospitals, or are these, open to individuals that you're planning? Maybe accessible to everyone that has a phone, that has a camera, or is it simply in clinics and healthcare? What is the, scope? Where can it serve?
Yeah, so implementation could be different. So those medical screening tools could be targeted to individuals, which is consumers, or businesses,
Right.
which is physicians and hospitals. So it really depends what's the business model for this, and it can be tailored into them differently. For example, medical second opinion could be from physician to another physician.
Right.
Could be from patient to physician.
Connects everyone in that industry.
Because
together.
also doctors, they need second opinion. Do you know this?
Definitely, of course.
There
are some
sometimes it's very hard
cases-
decisions to make.
Some cases, a lot of doctors are working together in hospitals and places. And also the application you told me about, the heart rate detection one, These applications, are these, sort of accessible to everyone who has a phone? Or are these only for clinics? That
Yeah,
was my
that's a very
main,
good
that
question.
was my
The
main
whole
aspect.
point, any camera
Okay,
with reasonable like 2 megapixels
okay.
can access to the same
2
result.
megapixels.
Minimum, yes.
That's everyone,
Which is
which
yes.
is everyone, right? Unless you have a Nokia from, I don't know, when I
Do you
was
still have
born,
one, by
maybe.
the way?
No,
I do have one.
I don't have one,
I still
thankfully.
have the BlackBerry, which is
The BlackBerry you started out with.
yes, I do have. I have a
Right.
3, but they don't turn on again.
Oh, so it's just sentimental value, just keeping them,
Yeah, maybe
You
they'll go
keep
into
older
auction
things.
in 10 years.
Oh, right. So there's strategy, there's business strategy in that
Antique
as
business.
well. Right. Like keeping a classic car.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Tell me more about what comes under these ventures, because I'm aware that you're involved in software and you've discussed 3 of your softwares that are in healthcare, but I've also studied on this website that there are companies under this website such as Analytica. Tell me more about Analytica. What is that about?
It's a software house. So
Right.
that's the easiest explanation.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the software house is not just developing softwares. We are very much into R&D. We do lots of research on specific areas, image processing. We do lots of innovative approach towards AI using on the product. So we just not like, if you tell us what you want to do, and we don't just deliver that, but we can go above and beyond and developing systems, developing, they call it deep tech.
Mm-hmm.
So deep tech is really goes into the algorithm, goes into the coding, and goes into really sophisticated systems we develop. So that's part of Analytica. Analytica also, we have really brilliant engineers, machine learning engineers, AI, and we work in developing several solutions towards the businesses, and could be an end user, could be another business establishment, could be a retail. So we really in all market verticals. As well, in Analytica, we don't just develop a solution. We have experts, market experts. So, for example, if you're solutions in retail, we have people who's involved in retail applications, so they understand the background of the business.
Right.
So it's it's very not very easy, but it's easier when you develop something. You have people having the knowledge and know-how in it.
Knowledge and experience. So Analytica as a company, it's sort of, the thing that you're telling me about, it being, involvement from people who are experienced in those certain fields. So applications that you create using your, software development teams, are these mostly catering to clients, or do you have your own applications that you think should be out there in the world, such as the, heart rate application that you
Sure.
mentioned? Does it work like that? Do you have your own ventures in those softwares?
Sure. So we are on our own client also,
Right.
right? So we develop products for us. We develop solutions for ourselves. But that immediately we spin it off.
Okay.
And we work on it independently. So yeah, we have several solutions. We are involved in it, but that's operated as a separate business, so not under an Analytica.
Right. So, taking it back to initials of starting a business in the first place, taking it back to the foundation of entrepreneurship, can you tell me more about where you started with building Utopia?
So Utopia started because we need an umbrella for the ventures we have, and then was the best way to do it is to have a venture holding company to club all the ventures together. And this was the main reason. And then the idea thrived before, after, what we want to do. We started with Lab as an investment arm. Then we started with Utopia X. We started to build the ecosystem after each other. We started to build the ecosystem after each other. And I had an idea of where to take it. I had a 5 years plan where to be. And I'm just following that.
So everything starts with a vision.
It does, yeah. You have to manifest a lot.
I want to know how you were able to capitalize and build multiple ventures. Where does that come from?
Well, it's I think it comes to the personality as well. I really like building things from 0 to 1. I like to build concepts. I really want to, if I dream of something, I want to just make it true. I want to realize it, make it.
You're
something.
also very famous for building a business in 4 weeks. Tell me
4
more about
weeks.
tell me more about how that MVP stuff
Yeah.
started and
So-
how that goes on. Yeah.
So building a business in 4 weeks actually is not really a full business. You can build a concept,
Okay.
so you can really build a functional product,
Mhm.
MVP, and you can really think about it, from different angles. The only thing I want to do, I want to think from the consumer side.
Okay.
Okay, first, to whom is this product for? And I consider myself as a user and start building from there.
Mhm.
Most important thing with 4 weeks is you can use the help of AI, because it wasn't possible before. 6 years back, 7 years back, if you ask me that question, I'll tell you it's not possible.
Mhm.
To build the software, you need to hire 2-3 people, full stack development, UI, UX. You need to have a business analyst. You need 3 people to do something simple, or maybe you can do it yourself.
Mhm.
But it wasn't easy to program. You need you need to learn a course, Arsalan. You need to study.
Right.
You don't need that anymore.
Because of AI.
It's simple. You become the subject matter expert. You still need a lot of to go, like let's say 100% is super professional, like you're most experienced person in the world.
Okay.
You can go and zero, you know nothing about
Okay.
it. You can go from 0 to 70% on AI,
On AI completely.
like this.
Then you polish the rest of it and
Exactly.
sort of
You don't
reach-
need to be the 30%. The MVP is in the first 70%.
how
Not the
involved
end of one.
how involved has AI been in your own ventures?
Everything
Everything.
from launching, from ideation
Right.
to launching to scaling to even exiting. When to exit the business in the right time.
Right. So do you just sit back and go on ChatGPT and search up good business ideas? Or how do you?
That's a way to do it, right?
That's a way to do it?
I think many of things we are doing comes from personal experiences.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm having a coffee and someone talked about something, I can just do it and think about it. I think about it overnight. Then I start telling my team. I do a meeting. 1, 2, 3. Let's do this, and we start polish the idea first.
Right.
So ideation is important, and you get this inspiration from here and there. But I think I don't get inspiration from ChatGPT. ChatGPT is a tool for me.
Yeah.
I get my inspiration from the surrounding.
From the surroundings. Interesting. So you
See, the more experience, the more out of the box. Like I want to take that walk. I wanna talk with that person I've never talked with. I wanna see that person. We didn't have the chance to meet and sit. I wanna do breakfast with that. Like the more interaction you have in real life, the more ideas you get, the more inspiration you get.
the more problems you can solve.
100%. And the learning. So I've done a lot of executive education. I've done with Harvard, Stanford. I've done IMD recently also, and several courses in executive education. And you learn a lot there. So from traditional learning, cases learning,
Mm-hmm.
other companies' experiences, you get a lot of information. And you start building, on the top of each other. You start to, idea drives another idea. So you might end up with something you never thought about it in the first place. And that's for one business as we had. It's called Bazaar. So Bazaar is a retail business.
Right.
We buy liquidation. So we kind of changed the business idea. So we want to do retail business.
Okay.
And we ended up doing liquidation color code based shopping experiences.
Tell me more about that.
So basically
code
we buy,
based, right.
we buy from Walmart, Target, all resources that returns a product
Okay.
to the merchandise. And then we buy all of that from them. New item, open box, used and fairly used items.
Okay.
So we converted the experience for customers to buy an item based on its condition rather than just selling all anew.
Okay.
So a customer can come to us and buy a new item at 100, let's say, and buy open box at 90 or 80, and then used at 70 and fairly used at 50. So we kind of give them options to shop.
Catering to every sort of, economic aspect
Exactly.
of
Yeah.
people. So this, the concept of fairly used and used items. So Bazaar sort of has a team that refurbishes these items back to people.
Correct. So we buy in lots and then we sort them. We created a system. We did also softwares related, which items, which color goes to, which item is really to be sold, which item to scrap. So we built all the tech behind it, and we merged with the brick and mortar business, which is shop and selling, right?
Right. One of your other concepts that I found really, really interesting that has made my life, that I think will make my life a lot easier is the software that you're thinking of that helps you gift based on a person's personality or based on
You mean
occasion.
Circle PR, right?
Circle PR,
So it's a
right.
personal branding solution for CEOs.
Okay.
So Circle PR is a solution that can select a gift based on your friend's profile
Okay.
or the one you're gonna send them a gift. For example, if you send someone to male, age, what your relationship with this person, selects the best gift, and for the solution, you just need to put the mobile number.
Okay.
So when you put a phone number, the person receives a message to put their home address.
Interesting.
So we remove this awkward moment when you start asking your friends or someone you want to send them something. Give me your home address. I'm gonna send you some gift. So the person fills their home address where the location want to receive it, and they receive a personalized gift based on what they want. So it's kind of I haven't seen anything similar, maybe not very very popular, and we tried to tailor this experience to busy people, busy schedule where you want to send multiple gifts at the same time.
Does it come with since you're very big on AI, does it come with an AI prompt where sort of you're describe this person that you're gifting something to, and then just enter a prompt and give AI a little description of what you have, what rapport you have with this individual, and then it tailors a profile, or do you manually create a profile in this?
So, to be honest, you just gave me an idea.
To have AI involved?
No,
in
it has AI involved, but the persona of the person, it's manual.
Right.
So I have to put your address, your age. I want to put the relationship, but we can add the persona and we can talk to it, and we say Arsalan, that age, that relationship, and then it fills the profile in an automatic way.
Maybe you
But
can.
I'm not sure when we will do this, but this is a good idea, but not for in the soon future.
Maybe it can add a concept where the AI prompt asks you describe the most memorable event that you've had together or something, and but those are just
Yeah.
concepts. You can eventually capitalize on those.
See, that's how I get my ideas from, right?
Surroundings from surroundings always.
You never know
Listening,
when
you
it
never
hits.
know.
You never
True.
know. You never
You
know.
know, we've discussed Circle PR, we've discussed HR, we've discussed all of these ventures that you have out there. But all of these businesses, they come with separate teams, they come with, separate complexities, and you're just one person that, sits on top of all of these, ventures that you have. How do you manage so many teams, so many separate teams on so many ventures that have almost nothing to do with each other sometimes? How do you manage that?
Yeah, very good question. I think it's a learning curve also. You start to learn how to manage people, how to manage business, how to manage systems, so I'm very big fan of structure.
Right.
So build the structure, build reporting, build the system, and it automates. I'm a big on automation. I've studied automation in my electrical engineering degree.
Okay.
So I like to automate things. If things are not automated, you cannot scale. It's very simple equation. Automate what you do. Use AI in what you do. Don't repeat the same thing again and again and again.
Right.
Delegate unnecessary tasks. So when you get those built in as you in a character, and I'm very serious, those really helps you. That's the scales your business, takes your business to the next level. You just also need to trust your people and give them accountability. Hold them accountable. give them tasks. And also we have some businesses where have managing director, GMs, we have all managerial roles to manage the business. But for me, I don't have to be in day to day on everything, but you have to enable a system you can see. You see, at any point of time, I go to the system, I see what happened there.
Okay.
I know every person what they did today. I know the speed of the task, what's happened. We have a task management tool. We have, and also already built with AI. So we have lots of AI performance. And just because you triggered on that questions, we have our employees, when they submit a report, for example, they can see what task they have done on a day. They can see also reporting, and they can use AI in reporting.
Okay.
So they can have all their reports over a week, and they see where they are. So we have all types of data that you can measure and control. And once you have that, you can scale. Doesn't matter how many business you have. It can be 1,000, could be as much as you want, as long as you have the system and you have the tool to measure. Once you have those, then you're good.
So this goes from micro levels, like tracking each employee, and you're not exactly just going and tracking they're tracking their own progress.
Exactly.
And it goes on to major scales, like the whole business, what it has done in a sort of a week, and just those micro.
See,
aspects.
micromanage is different than today. It's like the concept of micromanagement. Micromanagement is to go to everyone's, you have to do this, you have not to do that.
But this is automated micromanagement. But
I'll
not
give you,
in a negative way. I don't mean that you're
see,
micromanaging.
micromanagement is not bad. Wait a second.
Yeah, I don't think
Sometimes
it
it's
is.
good.
With the way that you sort of handle your
You give them a freedom,
management,
but
right.
you should know what's going on.
Mhm.
You should know. So see, I've learned a lot from micromanagement. Rather than it hurts me, I learned a lot in a positive way.
Okay.
So when someone comes say what you're doing, you have to do this, you have to do that, that's also not good, right? For me, what I do, I manage the data.
Okay.
I need to know what happened every day. But when we give them a feedback, we give them in a weekly or in a monthly way.
Right.
And you can imagine how many issues we found when we started to do this methodology, daily approach, to know what's going on. Imagine we ask our employees every single day, did you have any problem? Every single day, every single one works, have to answer this question every day.
Interesting. So all of these, all of this data that you get from so many different ventures and so many teams, and I'm sure there are a lot of people involved in all of these. How do you personally just sit back and look at all of the data one by one, or does it happen in this way that you have a system in place and you have a managing director and he looks at his company and then only gives you the most important feedback that you need?
Yeah. So when you have lots of data and you have lots of dashboards, what's pending? Decisions.
Mm-hmm.
You have to make decisions. There's a pace for decisions. We can do it over weekly, we can do it over monthly, we can do it over quarterly or bi-yearly.
Right.
So I find a rhythm when to do this review.
Mm-hmm.
For example, with the specific manager roles, I need to review them every week. Some roles I have to review them after every 2 weeks.
Okay.
Others months, others quarterly. Budgeting, for example, when you budget in a company, you have to budget. Some people budget 4 times a year. I budget twice a year.
Okay.
So it depends how the recipe, like how to put the flavor and choose what you want.
So now I have a hypothetical question.
Sure.
I want to know, for instance, I was part of your team and maybe you hire me tomorrow. What is it like working for you? What is it like working for Hafiz?
You have to ask my team, right? I'm the wrong person to ask. But I think the feedback I get from my team, they are very much out of their comfort zone. Very much. They have to learn one thing every day. And I'm not sure if it's a good thing or bad thing, but I really push the limit out of them. Some people find it very hard. Some people find it very, very good. It depends how they perceive it. But I'm a very structured person. So if someone really doesn't like structure, will have very hard time working with me. If someone's very structured and knows what they want, it's okay. I'm very straight to the point. Clarity is important. Short words rather than just long stories. I expect good communication. So all of those comes in there. But we do understand the difference in culture, difference in communication, difference in abilities. And we try to work together on this, towards this, right? So it's a kind of learning curve. But sometimes it's becomes very hard. Then we decide what's best for both party, right? So I think in a short, I think it's very subjective a question. Some people might
Depends
find
individual to individual.
That's correct.
But with what you've given me, I have a feeling that, people who really, prioritize personal growth and professional growth, I've seen it as a pattern with people. They don't like being stuck in a comfort zone. They always want to keep evolving. I have a feeling that someone who always wants to keep evolving would really, really grow with the way that you work and working for you in that way. They would really see a lot of growth.
See, we need two things, Arsalan, to grow. We need a good company structure, and we need people who wants to grow.
Okay.
People wants to change. We cannot just do it with one thing. Because if you are growing and that person doesn't want to go and push the extreme and they don't want to do anything other than what they use and they want to do, it becomes very hard. So I think both ways is very important. The company and we are. I'm very lucky. I'm this industry. This industry is massive. It's like the 2000 when the internet started, or .com.
Right.
So I think it's very rewarding to be in this industry and also rewarding to be in a company that encourages that culture. So, yeah, both are perfect.
With so many businesses, how do you focus on scaling each one? How do you focus on, maybe you have an idea and then you put your time and you invest in that certain idea. How do you focus on taking it beyond a plateau? How do you focus on breaking plateaus?
I think two things important. Is it scalable?
Okay.
And mostly they are, but about time and resources. Two things, right? We have the time and we have the resources and the team. And if we have those in place, then it becomes easier to scale the business. Sometimes we have shared resources and we cannot scale too many things at the same time.
Okay.
So that's what really decides. We want to make sure that if we start on something, we have to go full speed. We cannot just scale and we stop. We say, it's difficult. We don't have the resources. We don't have the time. So we have to be assured. It's like, you're going into bridge and you push the gas. If you let go, unless you are in a certain speed, you will pass. But if you let go the gas too early, you cannot cross the bridge. And that's the best way to bring it to a closure, right?
So if you were to choose between speed and perfection in a certain product, in a certain, suppose you're developing something, would you focus on developing it as soon as possible, or would you focus on developing it utterly to perfection before releasing it out into the wild, wild world? What would you focus on?
That's a good question. I'll tell you something. The perfect product never exists. It never exists. If you try to follow perfection in software or in ventures, it's very hard. It's very, very, very hard. So I think it matters the speed. You need to get something up and running, okay, and trial, rather than just building the perfect system, because you will never be able to. Even the giant players in the market, they cannot always have a software updates. They have always bugs. That's part of it. So always follow speed, but with being reasonable in terms of quality. Don't just get something very fast and forget about the quality. Just keep aware of it, but get things done in a timely manner.
So basically, in software, you mean to say there's never a finished product? Never. You always keep,
no, wait.
updating.
There is a finished product.
Oh no, of course.
No,
I mean it in a way.
There's no perfect product.
There's no perfect product.
There's no perfect product. No, does not exist.
But doesn't that mean that you keep upgrading it and upgrading it? For example, I'll give you the example of what does everyone Instagram maybe. They keep changing. I think just past week they completely restructured where they have messages, where they have likes and everything. They completely restructured it. So in that sense, do you think that Instagram would you say it's an unfinished product, or is it like an imperfect product? Just an imperfect
That's
product.
a good way to put it there.
Right.
But I don't see, if it's not perfect, then it's imperfect. It's not me. The opposite, the positive is negative. No, that's not my point. My point is the product will always have bugs. Will always have things you wish to have and you don't have it. There's always things you want to evolve and doesn't evolve. So there's always things have not finished yet. And it's not mean like if you want to push for perfection, you will never come to a product to put it in the market. So when Instagram does UI, UX, changing the appearance of a product, they do it because everything around them is changing.
Right.
Now, Apple, they do software upgrade. Like the Apple phone have this crystal look.
Yeah.
The new iOS, it needs slightly to match with Instagram, right? So everything has a certain effect towards your product. When everything is changing, you have to change. So that's the comparison factor you have.
And most of these big products that I've noticed, they tend to borrow from other products as well. I think if you remember, maybe in the late 2000s and early 2010s, there was this application called Hangouts offered by Gmail, by Google. Everyone was on Hangouts. Yeah. When I was in school and in university, everyone was on Hangouts. And then eventually Instagram offered what Hangouts offered, but only made it better and better. So, they ended up borrowing from each other. Instagram borrowed from Snapchat. And, they've sort of... Instagram is now the big player in all of this, borrowed from Facebook as well. So in this way, have you, in your personal and professional ventures, borrowed from other products that you've seen in the market?
Absolutely, yes. See, software or business ventures is not... Think about it as research.
Okay.
As a research paper.
Okay.
All the research papers, they have references. They build on previous research. So the whole word is evolution. Like when you come up with, you want to make a new TV, right? You have to use the technology for TV. You have to go circuits. You have to do the same things which is already available and exist. It's good when you don't reinvent the wheel all the time. It's good when you use others' technology in your technology.
Only better it.
Exactly, because you don't have to reinvent the wheel.
Right.
You don't have to create a product that's already created and there. Like you don't have to copy paste. Sometimes you have to copy paste, but I mean, you don't have to, if you want to make a calculator, you don't have to start the coding algorithm. You just outsource it from ready algorithm there.
And then you work on it and make it better.
Done.
Simple.
You don't have to reinvent the wheel all the time. And this is a mistake we do it in the business. We want to do everything ourselves. We want to build everything ourselves. No. If there is a good company and they know what they're doing, outsource them. Because you focus on the problem and value proposition better, faster, and easier. And better for the consumer as well.
This takes me back to, your products in general, because all of them seem like such ingenious ideas, such new ideas. The heart rate detection from camera, the circle PR, gift giving, I don't really see the origin of those ideas. Yeah. And if I could, I would, be inside your mind and, try to find where you picked up all of these aspects from, because it may be from your surroundings, but I didn't see any of these softwares existing before.
See, every business we have has a story.
Right.
It will take me 22 hours to explain you, because each story is like hour long.
We should make a podcast for every single business.
But you have to make a podcast for all the businesses I failed in. So what you see is maybe 20-30% of what we tried to build. So you hear about the good thing. We don't hear about the... I remember we started the business 5 years back, metaverse. You know the metaverse?
Yeah.
Want to be in your Oculus AR and go into that.
Right.
So we bought, this was also in an early stage. So we bought the Oculus, like around 10 piece from Meta. It wasn't named Meta at that time because Meta came later. and we tried to do renting service for people to experience metaverse. We've done it. We had massive issues, Arsalan, in the business. People cannot connect. Learning curve was tough. So all the people want to rent it out. We didn't succeed in the business. We spent not a lot of money, but we spent some money and we scrapped it. So when you fail in a business, you have to fail fast. And it's cheap to fail now. It's so cheap. You know, you can start a business idea with the office, not office, maybe co-working space, but you can create a license, you can create a product, you can create a higher outsourced team. That maybe will cost you like 20,000 dirhams. It's not too expensive.
You know, with what you've said so far about the business, I have a lot of questions about this one statement itself. But first, I'll ask you, do you think it's much easier in Dubai compared to the rest of the world to be able to initiate a business and, you know, to be able to implement your idea out there?
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Dubai ecosystem, a big fan of startup board here. And also, you know, it's getting matured very quickly. It's an emerging market, so market is growing. Lots of people open to hear ideas, especially government. So everyone wants to listen what you have. And everyone wants to work. And so many people are moving into Dubai. So we have a very good pool of talents already. But the ecosystem in terms of setting up a business, it's fast, it's efficient. You know, you can get to places here. And also there is a part called the network effect, where everyone's here and everyone can support each other. So you have a higher potential of succeeding in the business. So I think even Dubai, don't think in Dubai, think the whole UAE, think the region. So it's emerging market. It's has a potential. The VC market is really getting a bit more developed. There's lots of people wants to invest. There's lots of startups. There's a lot of angel investors too. There's, you know, GITEX exhibition was there. You can meet 60,000 an exhibition. There's 60,000 a floor on that. You can have a booth for a few thousand dirhams. So it's very economic to start a business. So I think it's very, very interesting market.
One of those rare, you know, capitalist societies where even a founder, even an entrepreneur sort of has the same chances that an established business has if their concept is good enough.
Yeah. Yeah, and
those.
I think it's a good opportunity too for people, for young people to start something. As I said, you can build something in 4 weeks. You just need to Google. Oh, sorry, ChatGPT it.
Just
Not Google it anymore.
Right.
But
The world is
Gemini has
evolving,
this
right.
AI.
We have-
If I talk about AI tools now, it's another story.
They're so used to saying Google it, and now you just given a new definition. They're just GPT it.
Yeah.
Right.
It's evolving, right? But thank you, Arsalan, for your time. And yeah, I think it's a good talk, and I'm happy to move to the next talk together.
More questions.
Thank you. Good job. You've done a good job.